Welcome back to Yildiz Readings 5D. Grab a cuppa, sit back and relax. All the information for bookings is at the end of this video. Hey Pisces, welcome back. Let's have a look at your reading. It's very interesting. Now, we are going to be covering singles, couples, as well as those of you on the fence. We're also going to cover areas that are linked to your career, money and more, and that's more towards the end of the video, as well as we're live throughout the month. For additional updates, we do have the membership online, which is free, and we're launching the paid one by March sometime. So come through and have a look. Now let's get into your read. This is one of those months where it's almost like I'm hearing the term level up. And yes, we're also very tired really moving into the beginning of this month. And we are set to have the new moon in Aquarius. Now it is happening during Mercury retrograde. Mercury goes direct on the 4th, and it is going to dip back from Capricorn back into Aquarius. So it's going to be one of those funky areas where it is real D-Day. Now, number one, I can say if you have been fatigued and you felt like you couldn't sleep and you had been thinking quite a bit and in reflection, when it comes to your money, your love life, the things that you value, you know, we've been in that witch's cauldron, so to speak. It's been really facing our shadow. Now it's time to actually push ourselves in those directions from our findings that we had and to go in a new direction. And from your cards, it is showing really there's no going back. Okay, so it's like, you know, you're in the house of Jupiter at the moment, Pisces, so you're really having these revelations of truth, and you do feel you need to address something at the moment. Now, for some of you, it can be that you feel piggy in the middle of a circumstance, and it can feel as though you know that this is causing conflict. You also could be mentally thinking about these things. That can ease up, but I definitely feel you're really looking at the person you used to be and you're wanting a better version, okay? You're wanting either the same version, but, you know, with more success, but there's something inside of you that is changing. Some of you are thinking how much life has directly changed and how much that is impacting you. I do feel for some of you, if you did have losses of money and, you know, it's almost like you don't know what to do. You don't quite know what to do. You're kind of thinking with this moon phase at the moment, you know, what do I let go of? What do I need to let go of to actually have this momentum? Is it a spiritual belief? Is it a physical circumstance? For some of you, yes, it can relate to a person, a group, a belief. But some of you could be on the fence, but we're going to tune into that further in. I feel ultimately, whatever this left or right is, it's really quite nagging at you. It's really quite affecting you. And I do feel this month is going to be super positive for you. But I feel it's almost like psychologically you know that you're moving forward, but at the same time, it's like you're having this internal conversation piece, and it's actually causing a bit of conflict. I feel it's almost like from the environment you want physical evidence before you make this major decision, even though you know deep down you're still moving forward. Now, whatever you're reflecting back on, you know, it's really it's where your destiny is, what you want to become, who you want to become, how you want things to be. I do feel you want to step into your empowerment, and again, I do feel you're really thinking about it. I feel the key is there is going to be a change with how you are looking at your life by the time we reach the full moon in Leo. But I feel it's almost like you're looking at your foundation and you know from the trickster in reverse that something has to be addressed. Some of you are keeping your cards very close to your chest. You're not really, you're not really saying anything. Some of you are throwing the old out. It's like, do you keep the old? Do you keep the new? What do you do? I even feel for some of you, speaking to your family, you could be, you know, holding your cards close to your chest with that. Some of you, I do feel there's an environment shift, but you know, in your heart, you're just not, you're a little bit unsettled at the moment. You do feel to a degree it's nothing you can completely clear on your side of the fence. But you know, whatever you're going to be addressing, it's almost like if push comes to shove, you know, you know something is going to need addressing. Now, we're going to jump into Sorry if this chair's squeaking. I need a replacement. It's one of those bouncy chairs. We're going to have a look at the singles. I do feel overall you do want to have success. You want to have success in love. I feel, you know, many of you are looking at the past and you were wondering why it's taken so long to recover. You also don't want to be in a connection with someone who's fighting with you. I feel the changes that you have gone through, I feel there's more to come, but I feel they're quite positive ones. I feel it's you actually looking at life and making those direct changes. Again, home is really coming up very closely. You know, whoever you're wanting to be with, you want the full-blown commitment. You do have this traditional energy, but you want to physically see that there's movement going forward. I feel for some of you, if you're tuning into an individual in the past, you're trying to change that belief to do with love, right? But it's funny because the clarifier in your heart position is something's going down. You're very conflicted. You feel you need to discuss this with an individual. This can be actually making peace with the process of the past. But it also can be that communication comes in and you will need to gauge it. Even if you pull the tower down, it's like you will need to gauge where you stand and if you're ready for love. I do feel in your deepest of hearts, you do want that deep commitment. You know, you're wanting something that gives you the flexibility to be who you are, but at the same time, you know, you're wanting your heart's desires. You want that deep commitment. Some of you can go into the questioning at this point in time, especially because we are in that Mercury retrograde energy. It can be causing a lot of confusion. I feel once we move into the second week, I do feel you're going to be more open. But I really do feel there's a circumstance playing out with the blast from the past. Regardless of whether they're communicating with you, I do feel ultimately, you know, your surrounding energies are extremely positive. I do feel there's a potential here. I feel in your heart of hearts, for those of you who are directly thinking on a particular individual, this person is going to commit, but at the moment there can be some tumultuous situations you're directly dealing with. Some of you can have a left or right. There could be a choice between two paths and you're quite torn. But I'm hearing it's going to be the decisions on your side, and I feel this will be, you know, you're going to have to act pretty quick, and that's what my guides are showing me. So when this moves towards you, I feel it's almost like, you know, once you have the information, you will have to address it right away. I feel, you know, after that you will feel more balanced, but you definitely are choosing, regardless of single or moving into a connection, you're definitely knowing what you want out of a connection. And also wanting to have more balance in this situation. I just don't see, you know, you're getting into your equilibrium, you're looking at your life and you're wanting to get that balance back. I do feel there are a lot of things that are coming to you in a very beautiful sense. This can be some real large luxury, so it can be, you know, super exciting. You know, great job offers, money coming through. It's like, it's spiritual energies that are so much more than just a connection. I mean, obviously, you know, we want a connection. But in this instance, it is feeling very much a lot happening that is really beautiful. I really don't see this to be a negative energy. I do feel you will get into the couples and then we'll move into the in-betweeners, because I feel some of this energy is coming down to the in-betweeners. I feel some of you are really, you know, you're reflective of the past, and I can see from your surrounding energies, you know, we could look at this as, you know, are you on the fence? Some of you are feeling some more wounds from the past. This can be relating to the current partner you're with or a person previously. I do feel if there has been a little bit of tit for tat and immaturity in the connection, for those of you who that applies, I feel you're kind of wondering why you're fighting. I feel you're kind of wondering, and it can be fatigue, but I do feel there's crosswise going on here. There's conflict. Some of you are feeling this needs to be addressed. Some of you this week, you can actually have a lot more, yeah, okay, blunt. Yeah, you could be to the point with that. I feel for a little bit you might sit on it. Some of you may feel you just don't want to discuss this, and I feel ultimately universe is showing me that it's going to be discussed. So even if you aren't, you know, something is going to be discussed here. They're very firmly saying that. I'll clarify. Very firmly are they saying, Pisces, there's going to be a conversation. What is this about, please? Yeah, it's keeping you up. In order to heal this, the person knows, so it's not like they're intuitively like tuning into. I do feel both of you have directly changed. I feel, again, there is a circumstance surrounding your work that is causing a lot of conflict and stress. Some of you are looking at where you're going to live. This could be a future tense energy if your ideals match. But there are definite plans here. I do feel if you had any unexpected bills, this is putting added pressure on the situation. I do feel as we move forward, it can be healed, it can be fixed. But I do feel you're going over old ground, and I feel ultimately the decision is going to be on your side, Pisces. Those of you in between, which can apply to both. Point blank, zero franc. I feel you're thinking, how can you achieve this goal? How can you achieve your destiny? You know, you really felt the B's and A's when you met this person. You really did. But this conflict inside of you, it is taking you back to the past, and it can be, for some of you, it can be keeping you up at night. You can be having issues for sleeping. I do feel at times you feel you can't be honest with this individual. There is love here. But there's also a feeling of, okay, some of you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Some of you are feeling that you just need a little bit of alone time, which is perfectly normal. And I do feel it's due to some conflict. Some of you do run the risk, really, of where you stand, you know, and try not to, you know, if you can avoid it, is to tapping out is one thing, but to actually, you know, not reach that conversation point, be it it's a note, be it it's something, you know, really close that cycle effectively, because you don't want it returning after with more mess. I do feel for some of you, it is. And look, for some of you, I can totally understand. If it has got to the point you've discussed this and the individual isn't understanding, I feel you're tired of going over old ground. Some of you are more reflective of the past. Some of you can be nostalgic of a past tense person. There could be a person from the past coming back, and this can be causing conflict. This can make you feel as though you have a conflict of mind here. It's taking you off axis. You're not quite at peace with it. Maybe you have unresolved feelings for this person. I really do feel whatever this is, it's like you're trying to be transparent. There is a choice here as to who you're going to be with. But I do feel, you know, what you do have coming is a very deep connection. But I feel the difficulty is trying to work out how to move forward. But there is a lot here that is really linking to a past situation. Yeah, it's like, in order to move forward, it's like we need to know where we're going and where we came from. And I feel the healing in this, even if it is feeling frustrating, I do feel if you're very direct in what you're needing inside the connection, and maybe no matter what, it's going to work out okay. You are getting victory. And I do feel you could be having a tactical approach to it. On one side of the fence here, somebody feels that they can't be completely transparent. For some of you, you do actually live together. Yeah, for some of you, you do live together. And you're like, do you stay, do you go? What do you do? I do feel there needs to be space between both individuals. to have that autonomy. There could be a little bit of codependency here. But I feel the share frustration is coming through. I do feel a conversation is going to come into this situation. And again, it can be environmental. It may directly be the environment as the cause of the issue. And if you could shift that circumstance around, it is going to give you that brand new beginning. But I do feel there's going to be a very transparent conversation, Pisces. Now, in your career sector, I do see, for those of you looking for a job, the next 2 weeks are a real great time for actually applying. I also feel if your money situation had been quite flat, you're going to be able to recover. But I just get this very strong nagging feeling there are some major decisions. I do feel some of you can have some really great luck surrounding selling of cars, purchasing items, probably more so in the purchasing of large ticket items. It's better to more towards the end of this month. But I also see this situation as coming to a head. I do feel in the long run it's going to be very positive, but whatever the circumstances, it's really nagging at you. I do feel it needs to be subconsciously or 3D addressed so that you can have some sense of peace. I do feel some of you could be having squabbles with a sibling at the moment. I'm also feeling if there were any delays, you know, maybe a friend hasn't come to see you. There's something to do with the delay. I feel that delay will soon dissipate. But I also feel your health, you know, it's almost like this lack of motivation that's coming through. And it can be due to the fact that you feel quite fatigued. I do feel for some of you, you can actually be looking at your diet and nutrition and wanting to shift that about. But definitely over the next few weeks, we will actually have our appetites really increase. So we do need to be quite mindful. Keep up the fluid. I am seeing shifts happen surrounding your love. I also see shifts happening with money. If you really cross it yourself, just, you know, let it go. Look at what you can do moving forward. I ultimately feel the money is going to start flowing, but I do feel you're needing to look after your health and well-being. If there's any contracts you need to address, the first 2 weeks, read the devil in the detail, and then you can find that there may be a slight delay, but overall these things can flow. Love and light, beautifuls. I will see you through the month for your other updates and for the twin flame path. So take care, and I'll see you soon. If you haven't clicked the bell and subscribed, I'd love to see you. Come date me, as I say, on YouTube. And for 2022, we have a lot more new content. Romance reads, twin flame updates. Yes, we have the Members Hub online, so come through and join us. And giveaways. Very separately, 2 channels being launched, as well as the Membership Hub on my website. So please click the bell. I'll see you soon, and come and join us for the lives and the super chats. Any questions, DM me.